In week 2, you begin to realise that your year 3 final placement student, Anne, is struggling to demonstrate the required level of practice for entry onto the NMC register. Although kind, caring and always willing to help, you notice that Anne seems to have difficulty in prioritising and coordinating patient care. Within Anne's assessment documentation, there is evidence that she has passed all her prior practice learning assessments, and the only comment made by previous mentors has been needs to develop confidence in her nursing skills.
Oh, hi Anne, sorry.
Hi there.
Oh, thank you for all your assessment stuff with you. I just wanted to have a word with you just before we started today. Right. Really just to see how you think that you're actually getting on. I mean, this is us at week 2, so just really catch up.
Right, well, you know, I was here in year 2, so and I absolutely loved it.
Do you think things are going okay?
I'm lacking in confidence, I feel.
Okay. In a way, I'm quite glad that you've raised that, because that's what I'm seeing as well as some concerns around about your confidence. Right. And I've spoken to Laura, who's our co-mentor, and she's agreed that she's seeing the same things. And really what I suppose it's about is about really trying to understand what's maybe leading to that. I've had a look through the assessment documentation, and I've noted that some other mentors have highlighted that as well. So really for me, it's just about putting that into context and trying to understand what's affecting your confidence.
Being honest, at times I don't feel confident. I feel as if I'm working away as a nursing assistant, than what I used to do. I'm not assertive.
I would agree that that's what I'm seeing, and what I've observed over the last couple of weeks is that you seem to revert back into that healthcare support worker role, and that's quite natural when you're under pressure to do that. So as your sign-off mentor, Anne, I need to be confident in your abilities, that you're meeting the requirements to be able to progress onto the register as a safe practitioner. And it's also my responsibility to make sure that we work together to help you achieve that. So we'll be looking at, working on a plan together to help you through this.
Oh, thanks, Deborah. I mean, what do I need to do? I work really, really hard, and I know I've just been here 2 weeks, and I've got another 10 weeks left for my final placement, so I know you'll help me build up my confidence.
What we'll do is we'll start small. We'll look at giving you a small caseload of patients, so just like 2 patients for you to manage under supervision, and you can report back to me with how you're getting on with that. And we'll also put an action plan in place just to make sure that our discussions are recorded, and just so that you're clear on what we're working to as well. So within your assessment documentation, at the front here, there's a section cause for concern, and that's nothing to get worried about. I don't want you getting kind of hung up on the word in there, but really what we'll put in here is just a record of what we've discussed and some timelines on it. So because part of the sign-off placement we have to meet every week anyway, we'll put a weekly review on that. Right. Okay, and because we've had to write up an action plan, I'll also get Alison, the practice education facilitator, and Claire, our liaison lecturer, involved as well.
She's my personal tutor as well, Claire.
Right, okay, good. So we'll get that written up. Is there anything else that we can be doing to support you through this?
No, I'm happy with the decisions. I'm happy with what we've discussed today, so just looking forward to my other 10 weeks and a wee bit of support for yourself and the other staff.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, Anne. I mean, really it's about getting you to your full potential, so I'm confident once we've got this in place that we'll get there.
Fantastic, thanks very much, Deborah. Thank you.
Anne and Deborah continue to have weekly meetings in line with the action plan, and also to meet the NMC sign-off requirements. Anne is progressing with the action plan, and the liaison lecturer and practice education facilitator have been in contact to give support to both Anne and Deborah. Deborah arranges time with Anne to complete her interim assessment.
Hi Anne, come on in.
Hi.
Okay, so this is us at the midway stage,
Yes.
so it's the time for your interim assessment. And we've had our weekly reviews in line with your action plan, and it's really just a chance for us just to kind of get together and just see how things are going and how you're getting on.
Well, I personally think it went on a lot better since she gave me 2 patients to look after, and now I've got a full ward. Well, not a full ward, I've got six bedded room. I'm really enjoying it. It's building up my confidence. Although, can I be honest, I could tell you anything really. I feel I'm still not good at delegating. I still don't have the confidence to pass on to tell other people what to do. I'm looking at some of the staff nurses and I want to go and ask them something, but I feel they're all too busy. I just don't want to feel like a pest.
Well, first of all, what I'll say is I don't want you feeling like you're being a pest. Really what I would expect of you is to be asking a lot of questions anyway, and really that's how you demonstrate that you're being a safe practitioner and how really the patients are being cared for safely as well.
Right. Well, let me give you a wee example.
Okay.
Monday I was behind the screens delivering personal care to Mrs Smith, and the consultant came and asked me to join his ward round, and I actually became a flustered. I didn't know what to do. There were nobody out there, I never saw him do it. So I says to Mrs Smith that I was going on the ward round. I made her comfortable, I reassured her, and I said that I would be back and deliver the care if that's alright with her. And she agreed, she was fine, she's lovely. Did I do the right thing? You know, I'm thinking now, what else would I have done?
Okay, what we'll do is we'll have a look at your assessment documentation and the domains within this, and this will maybe just help you a wee bit with what happened there. So first of all, if we have a look at your learning outcomes, so the learning outcomes actually identify that for yourself it's about making sure that you're dealing with the challenges and complexities of becoming a registered nurse. Okay, and then if we look at your domains, we've got 4 domains as you know, and the first domain is your professional values, and that's really just working to the code and things like that. So really we're okay as far as we're concerned there. Domain 2, communication and interpersonal skills. Again, there's not really any issues there. Domain 3, your nursing practice and decision making, and also domain 4, your leadership management and team working, is where I think that we're kind of seeing some of the issues that you're describing here. So the domain 3 is about caring for patients compassionately and promoting their dignity, and within domain 4 we also have that you must be able to prioritise and manage your time and resources effectively as well. So I suppose going back to the situation that you described with Mrs Smith, so did you consider if there was maybe anyone else that could have helped you with that situation with Mrs Smith?
No. Margaret was away on her break. Susan, what was Susan doing? Susan was admitting a patient. Pamela was on the phone arranging discharges. So there was no one.
What about, obviously that's registered staff that you're describing there. What about, was there any of the healthcare support workers that could have helped you with Mrs Smith?
Do you know, why did I not think of that? Julie was bringing in the breakfast trays. I think it's all about thinking logically under pressure.
Another thing that you could maybe have considered was speaking with a consultant and actually finding out whether it was required for you to actually be on the ward round, because there are other things that you can do. You can like speak with the doctor afterwards, or you can maybe look in the case notes and see if there's anything that's been recorded, but obviously that's making sure that the consultant doesn't actually need you there first of all.
Right. That all makes sense. It's just trying to think logically when under pressure.
It's fine, Anne, and it's nothing to worry about. I mean, we're constantly faced with new challenges, and that's really what nursing's all about. We're always learning, so don't see it as being a step back, and we don't always have the tools to be able to deal with things effectively. So really, you are a student and you are learning, so it's really about us working together for that. So what we'll do is we'll continue with your action plan and your regular review meetings, your weekly review meetings anyway, and what we'll also do at the midway part as well is we have to sign off whether you've achieved or not achieved sections. So for the first 2 domains that we spoke about, we're happy that you've achieved those at this midway stage. in your nursing practice, the domain 3 and domain 4 that we're still working to, and we've got an action plan in place for. What we say at the moment is that we haven't quite achieved that, but we'll write here to say that we've got an action plan in place and that we're working towards that.
That's great.
Okay, so you happy with that?
I'm happy with that, aye.
Right, okay, great.
Thank you.
Anne and Deborah continue to have regular discussions, and Anne is progressing well in meeting the requirements of her action plan. Deborah arranges time with Anne to complete her final assessment.
Well, Anne, this is you at your final assessment. I know it's at the end of your placement. Right, okay, so really, from my point of view of being your sign-off mentor, I think you've really turned things round. Your confidence has really built up from where we first started.
I know.
And as your sign-off mentor, I am more than happy that you have actually met all the requirements to transition onto the register. So really this is us just looking at the kind of final paperwork for doing that. So I see you've got your evidence, and we've had a look through that, and you've got all your evidence written in there. So for us, we've signed off your action plan because we've achieved all that. We've also added in, we've signed off all your additional hours, and that they've all been achieved, that we've met the additional hour per week for your sign-off placement. And what we also have here is just that we have to grade your practice. So we've got the 4 domains, and looking at this now, from where we are now, for the professional values and your communication, these 2 we never had any issues with.
No, there was.
So you really have exceeded here, so I'm quite happy just to pass you there at the top level.
That's fantastic.
Of level 6, so that will be the exceptional standards of care. And then looking at your leadership and management and team working, I think you've managed to bring yourself up there, and I would say that we're sitting at a level 5 now, where you're actually delivering exceptional standards of care there as well. And likewise for your nursing practice and your decision making, again you've brought yourself up to the level 5. So overall, adding all these up, that then brings you out as an overall A2 pass.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. But I can't take all the credit. No way. I'll be nominating you for the Mentor of the Year award, that's for sure, I'll tell you. But listen, see how we're talking about decision making? Well, consultant came to yesterday to ask if I could go into the ward round, and I was with a patient. And I said very politely and diplomatically, I'll join your ward round when I can get someone to take over the care of my patient. And he goes, okay, Anne. And I was like, I was blown away. So I'm really chuffed. My confidence is built up, and it's due to you and the other staff in your ward. So a big thank you.
I think the thing is, though, Anne, that really it was a lot of this, obviously, or most of this lies with you, and you're the one that's actually managed to bring yourself up and achieved all this. So really, we've just got this last section here where I just need to sign off to say that you've achieved everything required to enter onto the register. So well done.
Oh, I'm over the moon. Listen, can I put your name down forward for a reference, please?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Can't believe it.
Now it is time for you to critically reflect. The following template is available within your sign-off workbook for you to record your reflection. Your reflection should include the key differences between the role of mentor and the role of the sign-off mentor, and a demonstration of sound knowledge and understanding of the NMC requirements for sign-off mentors.